Welcome to the Consolidated Gold Mine. Before you go underground today, I'd like to give you a little background history on the gold here in Georgia. Basically, there was three types of mining done for gold here. The first type was called placer or placer gold mining. And then they did a method called hydraulic gold mining. And then finally, they started hard rock gold mining. What you're going to go into today is, in fact, the largest hard rock gold mine east of the Mississippi River. The Consolidated Gold Mine is actually 5 mines, and they were consolidated into one giant mill where they haul all the rock from the mines to crush it and extract the gold from it. But before we go any further, let's go back to the year 1828. Folks, in 1828, where you are now, this was Cherokee Indian land. A few white settlers had moved in. One of them was a man by the name of Benjamin Parks, and he's credited with finding the first gold here in Lumpkin County. Once he found the gold, unfortunately, the word got out. And within the first year after the discovery, nearly 15,000 men show up here trying to get rich. And they were known as placer or placer gold miners. The gold they were finding was in the rivers and streams primarily, and it had been placed there by Mother Nature. You see, the hills around here used to be several thousand feet taller than they are now. Millions of years of erosion wore these mountains down, and gold is very, very heavy. It traveled lower and lower and ended up down in the rivers and streams. You know, they say if you were lucky, you got here real early in that gold rush, all you had to do was walk down a stream and kick rocks aside. They say then you could literally pick up nuggets of gold. Now 15,000 men were doing that. And that lasted about a week and a half. Then you better get ready to go to work. And primarily all the men had back then were gold pans. They did develop what's known as a sluice box. They made a wooden trough and they put little stair steps in it. They'd run the water down through that trough, and then they would just shovel material into it, let the water carry away the light mud and the silt, but that heavy gold would get trapped down behind the little stair steps. And that was a very, very effective method of catching gold. So effective that it is still used today. Now, after nearly 20 years of mining gold around here in placer gold, that's when they found gold in California. Gold was getting pretty hard to find here in Georgia. Well, a lot of our miners pulled up stakes, headed out west, looking for more riches. Most of them, though, came back just as broke as they were when they left here. Now, the second type of mining began after the Civil War. It's called hydraulic mining. The miners figured this out. We can wear these mountains down a lot faster than Mother Nature. All we've got to do is develop a huge water cannon, and that's exactly what they did. About 7 miles north of where you're sitting right now, Yahoo Creek starts up here in the mountains. And what they did is they dug a ditch. The ditch was over 26 miles long, winding around the mountains, bringing water down to where they wanted to mine for gold. The last 4 or 5 miles of that ditch, they began putting the water into big pipes and gradually reduced that pipe size down to build pressure. Out the end of that cannon would come a huge stream of roaring water, and they would literally wash down a mountain in a month. It would take Mother Nature thousands of years. They ran all that material through a sluice box. All the mud and silt just went right back out into the rivers and streams. That method of mining, by the way, is illegal in the United States. It's been outlawed here since the 1920s. But it was so effective at finding gold that they actually worked themselves right out of a job. About 20 years after they started, they'd worked all the loose rock out. And then they had to start going underground. Now they figured out one thing when they were doing their hydraulic mining. The gold, a lot of it, was in white quartz rock. When they're looking through that sluice box at the end of the day, they'd pull up specimens, had gold in it. So the natural thing for them to do was to follow quartz veins down underground. Now most gold-bearing veins here in Georgia will be maybe the size of a pencil. A big one would be 5 or 6 inches wide. But let me tell you what happened. When they started into this mountain, they uncovered a vein of quartz like nobody had ever seen before, and nobody has ever seen since. The vein of quartz in here with gold in it was nearly 22 feet wide, full of gold. In fact, in one day, out of this big hole that you're about to go up down into the mine through, the miners removed 54 pounds, 9 ounces of gold. Now, at today's prices, that'd be somewhere around $500,000 worth of gold in a single day. Unfortunately, they didn't make that much gold every day. And after only 8 years of operation, this mine went bankrupt. What they did? They dynamited all the mines closed. The mine you're going to go into was shut down and it filled up with water. And it stayed full of water for nearly 85 years. Now in the mid-1980s, gold shot up to around $800 an ounce. The mine was opened back up. They were going to commercially get gold out here again. The problem was, by the time they got ready, got the mine all cleaned up, we're going to start production, the price of gold went right back down to below $200 an ounce. And you couldn't make it. So what they decided to do was open the mine up for tours. And that's why y'all get to go down in the mine today. This mine is the only mine safe enough in the area to take folks down into. Your tour guide is going to come right around. He's going to pick you up. And you're going to spend about 35 to 40 minutes underground. He's going to take you down. He's going to show you where that giant vein of gold bearing quartz used to be. And then he's going to show you some tools the miners used to work with. So enjoy your stay here. Enjoy your tour. When you come back up, if you have not done your painting for gold yet, we'll direct you in where you can get some instructions. If you have already done your painting, you might want to consider doing some gemstone mining. And be sure to let that tour guide know that he did a good job for you, taking you underground in the Consolidated Gold Mine. Thanks for coming to see us today. Please come back anytime you want to. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.